Let's talk about this Ukraine stuff. Let's jump into the story. We got this from Washington Examiner. YouTube flags Oliver Stone's latest Ukraine documentary. Now, I don't know when this came out. There's a trailer for it. It's a 2016 documentary, Ukraine on Fire by Oliver Stone. They put this warning on it, age restricting it. Now, there's a lot of tweets here. We got this one from Rumble. They say YouTube removed the documentary Ukraine on Fire. We believe the public should decide what it sees, not Google execs. We're proud to announce the producers uploaded the film to Rumble, enabling anyone who wishes to view it. Well, I don't think it's taken down. But they've also flagged like trailers, and people have started uploading this in mass to YouTube. So if you search for it now, you can see like a bunch of new uploads of this documentary. And it basically talks about there's like this weird
Streisand effect.
Yeah, there's like a leaked phone call of Victoria Nuland talking about who the president of Ukraine is going to be. I think you were mentioning that, right?
Yeah.
Was that?
She was had some picks on who she wanted to install,
and then it happened, right? Is that what it was?
Oh yeah, I believe so.
The crazy thing is, you guys see that story about like the biolabs and all that stuff?
Yeah, we were talking about it earlier, but yeah, like Rubio was like grilling her, and then she's like, she kind of was sheepishly like, yeah, we're worried about the biolabs might fall in the hands of the Russians, and they're like, what was that?
If you go to the U.S. Embassy of like the U.S. Embassy in Ukraine's their actual .gov website, it says the U.S. built 2 biolabs level 2 specifically for food safety and consumer protection. But then it talks about how they're like researching pathogens and stuff. So I certainly think the idea...
Just doing a bit of gain of function.
How many... Okay.
Well, I don't know about that. That's the thing, right? So if Russia comes out and they're doing gain of function in Ukraine, I'm like, that's how the fact checkers are able to dismiss this. Because all we know is that the website and the U.S. government said like, oh, there's pathogens here. It could just be like they're researching, like they're trying... They claim it's the biological threat reduction program to make sure people don't get sick or something.
Mm-hmm. Reducing botulism.
Well, that's a toxin, I mean, right? Or is it's a fungus or something?
How many biolabs does Ukraine have in America?
420 and 60.60.
Yeah.
I have no idea.
Oh, yeah, Danny was just showing us some wild stuff before of the old videos of
Zelensky doing the Roman salute as a Nazi
pretty
salute.
crazy. Yeah, so
mostly joking about how he's like, we sure have a lot of Nazis here, and everybody's like,
yeah,
sure do.
It's one of those. But then I thought even crazier is like, Obama's government, we're gonna join NATO, but obviously as their puppet, and everyone's like, it's funny because it's true.
This is the Ukrainian president before he was president.
Yeah, back when he was just a comedian.
The conspiracy theory is that he's a comedian who played the Ukrainian president on a TV show, and so they asked him to actually do it because they knew that he could act.
Right.
Or he's like...
Well, it's not really a conspiracy theory. That's kind of what happened.
But his approval rating was like super low before this.
Yeah,
I was reading something like my mom was saying, but it was like less than 20%.
How many
Biden level?
How many people's approval rating right now is skyrocketing because of war talk?
His
That's the secret. That's the secret ingredient.
Yeah, I know.
Joe Biden.
Dude, it's legitimately, imagine you have a girlfriend and you guys hate each other and she's like, you're the worst, I'm going to break up. And then someone comes into the house and you have to fight them off.
Yes,
and then,
exactly.
And the movie always, you know what? You're not so bad. I realize why I loved you in the first place.
I'll let you in on I was reading this thing and it said that men can use fear to simulate attraction. So like what you're saying is
turn the lights off.
No, they say like if you want to go on a date, bring them to a rickety bridge.
Oh.
Wow.
Yeah, for real.
Crack your knuckles a lot on
A first date. And don't tell her either.
think I'm joking?
Tell the girl, hey, listen, I have a nice night planned for you, and sort of drive out to the middle of the forest, pretend the engine broke down.
Yeah.
There was an actual...
Have a stereo playing some squeaky sound, find a knife, stuff like that.
That'll be good,
She can't be scared of you.
Is this blood on the hood?
Crazy.
Yeah, so you scared?
So
No,
you
there was actually an article that claimed that if like
it's true.
If you bring them to a high location like the observatory of like the Sears Tower or something, observation deck, or you like bring them over to those bridges where the floor is glass, it'll make their hearts beat faster and faster.
You want to trigger a flight response.
For real. That's what they claimed. I think
Bring him out into the middle of a lake on a canoe and then sort of
so what's it going to be?
Well, it's Always Sunny. The implication.
That's the dentist. What is it?
The dentist.
Is that the dentist system?
No, was it? No, that wasn't the dentist system.
The implication of the boat.
He was like, you bring him out on a boat to the middle of the lake or the ocean, and then, because the implication, they're like, what implication?
What?
Like, you're on a boat. No, but there's like, I'll tell you this for that stuff.
I mean, that's why you pay a guy to come, show up and be like, give me all your money, and then you karate chop them off. Yeah.
Or you if you're dating a blind chick, you can do the whole thing yourself.
Yeah.
You can be like,
I'm generally dating a blind chick.
Yeah. But the crazy thing about this idea is, like, imagine this. Like, you're making a joke about how some dude might bring a woman out to the middle of nowhere on a rickety bridge because he's trying to manipulate her. But think about a guy who's dumb enough to actually do that, and it works out, and he has no idea what's going on. You know what I mean?
Yeah, he doesn't put two and two together, like, why that worked. He just goes, yeah.
So then it works out for him, and then he ends up marrying this woman, and then there's the dude who's like, I planned that, and y'all hate me for it. It's like, if you're conscious of what you're doing to manipulate, you're a really bad person.
Everything's gross. Well, I mean, everything, that's like a human rule that you're saying. The same as when you watch cuteness or any sort of thing like that, as soon as, like when you're watching a baby being cute, it's okay. But then as soon as someone's doing it on purpose, where you go, I know it's cute when I kind of do this, and they always do it, it's like, ugh, it's gross.
Let's test that. Someone give me a pacifier.
Nope, not cute.
That wouldn't be cute if you did it on accident.
Well, anything conscious is far more disgusting.
True.
Yeah. I was just looking up oxytocin, and it looks like oxytocin is not only the love chemical, but also can make people feel extreme negative feelings too. This is from the Huffington Post. I don't know how much research has been done into this.
Huffington Post, probably none.
Maybe this is part of why putting people in scary situations.
What does the Huffington Post think about Tim's date plan of bringing them into the middle of the forest?
That's a pretty good date plan.
We should
the dentist system
to get them dripping.
What was the
Hold on, no, it's a real. I know you. How about this one? You bring him into the house, and then you say you have to go to the bathroom, and then you run out to the car and come back in a scream mask.
Yes.
And you sort of you go, and then
the actual idea was bring him to a scary movie.
Yeah.
It was like invite him on a day and then bring him to the movies and go see a horror film.
Well, or turn up if you want to dial up.
That would be a good plan in the 70s.
Yeah, right. That's boring.
Yeah, now you got to do it like Michael Jackson did in Thriller and like be a werewolf, like actually threaten them and scare them.
like augmented reality glasses.
No, I'm kidding.
You can always offer a pair of glasses when they come over.
Or hire a team of hackers to do cyber warfare on her bank accounts while you're there.
Could you imagine that if some guy, like, you hire a team, maybe this is a good skit or a bit, a guy hires like 10 people and he tries convincing his date that he's, special agent.
Yeah.
And it's like the Russians have come for him because he's got information about the war or something.
You have your keyboards, and she goes, those aren't hooked up to anyone. You go, shh, they're new style.
No, all your boys, like, right when the check comes, all the guys come, and they go, we gotta go, he's gotta go. You go,
no, you're like fighting people.
At least before?
you like fight your way out of this restaurant, and then you're like, quick, get in the car. If you want to live, you'll come with me. And she like screams and punches you in the balls.
In the trunk, yeah. You get
in the trunk.
That's the Tinder Swindler 2.
Yeah.
Tinder Swindler. Wasn't that guy just like...
So if you're listening and you're looking for dating tips...
Hey, Ryan, you
pop
got
him in the trunk.
Oh, jeez.
What? The what?
I said, Ryan, you got him all day.
The Tinder Swindler? I don't know if you heard, but I swindled the Tinder Swindler.
Did you?
Ooh.
Well, he does cameos, and it's $300, but it's like $1,000 if you want it for promotional purposes. Oh. But then I weaseled my not promotional purposes one.
But you actually hired him?
I got him to... He goes, congrats on your special. And he goes, do not like... Well, that's been my favorite thing with the Tinder Swindler is that his whole thing was to his girlfriend. It's always goes, my enemies are after me, right?
Yeah.
So I've been loving saying that to everyone, like my chick or whatever. It's like, baby, you have to get the food. My enemies are after me. You don't understand. I can't be home by 10. My enemies are after me. So you could be definitely saying that, like, oh, hey, the stream was late. Our enemies are after us over here at Timcast.
This is the first.
Well, you actually, we got swatted. He sort of has been doing that.
but like while the show's going, and we're just like, oh, guys, why don't
we charged you double for the premium content this week. Our enemies are.
How many times do you need to be swatted before they show up? And you go, just grab a seat. Let's interview you.
Yeah, we're gonna have food waiting for him.
No, yeah, actually, it was like, should we just get like a thing of donuts?
Yeah.
And it's
like for Santa.
Some people were like, maybe donuts is just too offensive.
Throw them at the cops.
Pizza.
That's like
more like
sugary.
they'd like beef jerky, I think.
Yeah.
Or
That'd be
just
good.
like coffee cake.
Yeah.
Something
It's
that's
like-
sealed, so they're not like, what's in this?
Poison me. Yeah.
Homemade cheesecake.
There you go.
What? This is the first I've heard of the
Coffee.
Tinder Swindler. This is
You've
a real.
never
thing.
heard of the
No,
Tinder
dude.
Swindler?
This is crazy.
Whoa.
February 22nd documentary on Netflix. What is it?
You must know this.
Give me the
right?
brief rundown.
Yeah, well, he was like ripping women off.
Yeah, you're in the know. He really is in the
I was
he's in
actually
the-
on Tinder.
He
at that
leaves
time.
the show and goes right back into the bunker, eh?
Silence.
He's like a
He's
con
my ally.
artist.
What's that?
He's like a con artist, and he just conned all these women.
Oh
and,
my gosh.
He was just getting like free
How?
food and stuff, though, right?
No. This one woman gave him like she took out all these credit cards and gave him $250,000.
Yeah, he was making bank, dude.
No, he's getting a lot. And the thing is, the movie had 3 women in it, which means there were 50 that didn't want to come forward.
So how do you fall for this stuff, man?
Well, that's how you get them. You get them scared that all their money's gone, and then boom, you're in.
What's the
Well, the main way
Month
he had
after
them.
she's scared. We've been through this. Instead of bringing them out to the bridge, you bring them out to a metaphorical bridge where their money is all disappearing.
Right.
Well, he tricked them into thinking he was a billionaire. That was the big thing. Is like these girls, the first date, he'd be like, "Oh, you know what? Meet me at the airport," and they'd go fly on a private jet to Switzerland for a night at a hotel.
But that's still expensive.
yes, because it was a Ponzi scheme that was being funded by all the other women who were paying for this one thing, and then she would now be paying for him to do this to somebody else.
But were these women rich or something?
No, but he just
No, he would
so
get
many
girls.
of them.
he was sort of involved in the thing too, where he would get the girls. For example, he would write them fake employment letters for his fake company, so then they can now go get their lines of credits extended.
Oh, wow.
He was pretty involved in the procedure. He had it down to pretty decent science.
Yeah.
but-
And these women didn't know what they were doing.
It wasn't that. It's like, I mean, you know, you got some cash. Like if people were like, "Hey, can you lend me $1,000? Obviously, I'm good for it." Why would anyone believe that you wouldn't be, right? Especially if they kind of have a
Oh, if
relationship.
I asked someone for money.
No, if they asked you for, if you asked that.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like if you asked me for a decent amount of money,
Yeah,
like,
can I get
wouldn't-
like
You go, my enemies are
400
after me.
But I
my
wouldn't think
accounts are
anything of it,
frozen.
really.
Can I
right?
can I have
'Cause you-
$400 Ryan?
Yeah, you know I got it.
Yeah, you got. You're good
Well,
for
that's
it.
the thing. You just found out that I have more money than you in my wallet.
Well,
Oh, yeah.
You know, I'm good.
Not
for
anymore,
It.
you
He
know.
doesn't want to pull it out. I know he's got more, but he doesn't have the guts to pull it out.
Lucky, no more Tinder Swindler. This is from New York Post. Dating app adds
Yeah, just-
background checks.
Here we go.
Did you
Here
see
we
that?
go.
Yeah, I saw that
400.
today.
So get it back whenever
Here
you
we go.
can.
Today, yeah.
Here we go, everybody. So,
So-
this is
Look at that fat
this is
wad.
not only did we get Danny and Ryan to come out here and do the show, we don't pay them.
Yeah.
I actually just got him to give me $400.
What he doesn't realize is that I just put the terms at 50% interest per minute.
The juice is
Yeah.
running.
Oh. I'll take my 500 back if you want.
Yeah, okay.
If you'd like to close up the loan, if not, you can keep paying the
I
interest.
never signed.
Never caught an honest John.
Gosh. Troublemakers.
Okay, so yeah,
Two
we're
of you
talking
guys are
about-
going to be like deer hunter later tonight, just Russian roulette.
Yep.
What?
Red headbands at the
Well,
end.
it's his birthday.
Hardcore
You
gambling.
can have the money back if you want it.
If those dollars are really made of cotton,
Give me $400 for my birthday.
are they?
Yeah.
Are they worth less than a quarter? A quarter of metal? If they're made of cotton, is the cotton
Or
worth
what?
less? A dollar bill, is it worth less than a quarter? Because the quarter is made of metal, like real value.
Oh, the actual melt.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's worth.
No,
they're
but,
worthless.
well, hold on. I don't know though. You can wipe your ass with money.
that's true.
Yeah.
You can
So,
stay
like-
warm.
Although,
with it.
are there nickels that are made of
Have you?
nickel? Do you
Make
see how much nickel
No,
went up
well,
the
in
other day?
Venezuela.
I don't know.
Yeah.
So, like in Venezuela, it's funny when people say things like in Weimar Germany, they were shuffling money into like the drains and stuff, and I'm like, that's toilet paper, man.
Yeah.
Like, you think I'm kidding? I'm not kidding.
Yeah.
No,
Like, you're gonna go buy toilet paper?
legitimately, my dad. I was talking to him the other day that he used to
Doesn't use toilet paper.
in Russia, and
that what
said,
they're
I said something about the ruble, and then he was like, "Yeah, the only use for the ruble is if you need wallpaper right now,
Oh wow.
Wallpaper.
or what? Toilet paper wallpaper.
Looks like-
it's just
But I'm thinking like in Venezuela, they throw the money in the trash. I guess you wouldn't want to take that really filthy money and put it on your hole. You know what I mean? Because you get sick or something.
This says that a nickel is 75% copper and
Yeah.
25% nickel. I mean, that's a little misleading to call it
well.
nickel
I think
if
they
it's
used
copper.
to be nickel, but then I think the
Did they?
price of nickel. But nickel, I don't know if you saw what happened this week with all the war stuff, and all the nickel comes from Russia, or like a huge amount, and then it was like all these like commodity companies basically have gone like bankrupt because nickel. I think it went up 100% in a day, 2 days in a row.
Wow, I should have bought nickels.
Yeah, and then
Real ones.
the exchange canceled a lot of the orders. They straight up canceled them. They're like,
Wasn't it? Isn't? But it's not really nickel. It was silver, right?
Nickel is copper, 75%
No,
copper.
I mean, originally, like when when the nickels were in circulation.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Originally, like the
silver.
dime, like I know, like the dimes and stuff. I don't know, and I don't know if in America, but probably, but they were literally silver.
You
All
can
the
buy
coins were
you can
silver.
buy bags of loose change that's measured in silver weight, not denomination. So if you go to these like metal websites,
Yeah.
you get a bag of pre 1960s coins or whatever. It's all silver.
Yeah.
Dude,
they're all silver.
The price of nickel's doubled in the last week.
Yeah.
It went from 0.8. I don't know how to measure this, but it's doubled.
Yeah, it's
Is
the
that
apocalypse,
precious
man.
metals are all going up because of the...
Because Russia
That's a big increase.
produces a ton of them.
If
And
your
that
net
means,
wealth is
uh,
in nickel, you just doubled your net wealth.
But there's a
I
lot.
hope
There's a lot
no
of
one wasn't sitting there banking.
Well, you know what it is?
One day.
But there's a lot of nickel producers who are like, I guess they had hedged their production, and then this is like essentially because this is such an unnatural like movement in the price that it was like a bunch of them got bankrupted. Like they essentially just like
Right.
I don't know the exact thing, but so then they had to. There's companies like bailing them out now because you can't just like take this nickel production offline.
Jeez.
What isn't
Yeah, it's
On March 2nd. I mean, that must have been
Yo,
when
check
the
this.
war was declared, or when Putin went in, right?
nickels are worth more
Then dimes?
than themselves.
I mean, pennies are worth more than a
The-
penny, but it's illegal to melt them.
well, I think pennies are zinc or something.
Zinc and
but it's
Yeah,
for,
but like the inflation is so rapid now. I just Googled it. This could be outdated, but it says Jefferson Westward Journey nickels, 2004 2005, 75% copper. Their value is 6.7 cents.
Yeah.
So that means
Inflation was so high, I just gave you $400 and you just gave me back $300.
Yeah, same thing. Same
Dude,
thing.
looking at the cost of nickel over the last 10 years, it's sitting here at 0.5 for
No, it's like a straight line.
10
in the
years,
last
and then
week.
it goes
Yeah, literally
completely
straight
up.
line.
Hockey
Like,
stick, yeah.
Well, I was reading some articles today. They were telling you that inflation's actually pretty good, and
It's
it
a good
mostly
thing.
only hurts rich people.
Yeah,
So.
exactly.
Yeah.
I saw that too.
All right.
That's exciting.
Those are my favorite takes.
Yes, I love those takes.
That it's bad for only rich people, and you go, yeah.
Look
You
at
know what's
this.
funny? Because I would even say like when people talk about the gas
Yes,
prices
exactly.
and this, like you know how Stephen Colbert was kind of
Oh.
out there being like, I don't know if you talked about this, but Stephen
Yeah.
Colbert's take was like,
the
obviously,
meat cake.
what do we care if it's higher, right? But I would agree. I don't see, normal fluctuations. Like I wouldn't, make much changes based on gas prices, and I'm not. But for for anyone to say that like inflation and that affects exclusively rich people, you go, it takes a lot of mental gymnastics to get there.
Well, look, I can absolutely respect that regular people are impacted, but to Colbert's defense, people like us, it's very difficult for us to track the cost of gas because when we ask Winston to go fill up our
Yeah,
Corvettes,
it's a struggle,
we
yeah.
don't actually see the gas station prices.
Right.
Yeah,
And so he comes back and just it's taken care of, and then we have a financial guy who takes care of all the
As you
expenses,
drive
so-
by, you go, Winston, what are those numbers on that sign mean?
Well, that's what I say. I go, can you get me a bag or a cup of gas or whatever?
Winston's like blah, blah, blah,
I go,
something.
Yeah,
and
here,
then-
well, how much is this?
Cup of gas.
Yeah, I go, cup of gas. How much you need? A couple grand? What's it going to cost?
whatever.
And then but like Winston walks up and you're like, what do you need to fill up the car? Like $2,000-$3,000. He goes, $100. He goes, only $100. You hand him a $100 bill, and
Yeah.
you don't realize that. For
He
a
goes,
regular
it's
person.
8 gallon or whatever. I go, 100 a gallon? Is that high? Is that low?
100
Is
gallon.
that low? Is it low? And
Yeah,
he goes,
too slow.
Thanks for checking out this segment from the Timcast IRL podcast. But if you want to check out the full show live, tune in Monday through Friday at 8 p.m. And if you want more special access content, head over to timcast.com and become a member. Your membership helps sustain this company, keep our journalists employed, makes this show happen, and you will get access to exclusive members-only segments of the Timcast IRL podcast, and there's a massive library to check out. So again, go to timcast.com or tune in Monday through Friday at 8 p.m., and we'll see you all there.